All right, well, that was very delightful. And we do have a little bit more of a treat because we do have a 5-on-5 police versus firefighter mega grappling match that's about to go down. So why don't we bring in to the blue corner our Queensland Police grappling team.
Absolutely.
That's the police.
And, you know, this is the ultimate showdown, the boys in blue versus the boys in red, and I am very excited to see some high-level jiu-jitsu here tonight.
So a bit of rivalry coming in here as well. So we've got our police officers walking into the cage first. I'm wondering if it's tactical. They're all wearing purple. Are they catfishing us or what?
And now,
Absolutely.
in the red corner, Queensland Firefighters!
So now we have the Queensland Fire and Emergency Service making the way to the cage as well. So for those in the watching from home, what we've got here is we've got a 5-on-5 match, but it's not just 5 people fighting 5 people at the same time in jiu-jitsu. They will choose their opponents to actually jump in and go for the grappling component. So it'll be 1-on-1, but there'll be 5 fights of them, 5 matches.
Absolutely, and the good thing about this format is that you can be strategic with how you size people up, you know, how you set up your own team to sort of in order, you know, do you put your strongest competitor first or do you put them last? And as QFS enters the cage, we can see this is going to be a very even matchup. All athletes look in shape and ready to go.
Looking forward to some high quality jiu-jitsu here. There's a few little sneaky grappling exchanges in the hugs as well.
Absolutely, always got to find an opportunity to test your opponent out.
Who's got the stronger grips?
All right, gentlemen, welcome. We've been through the rules out the back. Grappling elimination match only. You must win the bout by submission. There is no draws. Losing competitor goes out. If we do not have a winner at the end of the round, both competitors go out. We're all good? Select your first fighters, please, and let's get into it.
So we have so the fight format is as the jiu-jitsu practitioners go for their fight. If they do not win the fight, both fighters are eliminated.
Absolutely. And
so winner stays in.
Absolutely, and you know, the benefit of the sub-only format is, you know, we often tend to see more exciting jiu-jitsu matches, people going for submissions, and they are starting off with the big boys here in this first match.
Yep, 3-minute rounds, they're straight into it. Nice little collar tie as we've got the double underhooks working from the fire service, pushing the police service around, pulling out the leg.
Nice little drag there as well. It's a very sneaky little grab, and he's immediately into a mount position here. See, he's got that underhook there on that right side.
One of the things that makes this a little bit trickier is the use of a cage. It's not something that they'll be doing on a day-to-day basis.
Absolutely, because you can wedge yourself up against it and it can sort of cut off one of the sides that they can cut off to, but see QFS on top here, exerting some excellent top control here.
I do apologize, I do not know the ranks, so I'm not sure what to expect out of the skill set from the opponents, but I'm liking what the fire service is doing on the bottom, is trying to basically push the leg off to try and almost a kipping escape, but the fire emergency service is trying to isolate that top arm.
Absolutely, and see, he's now turned into a half guard, needs to try turn that back, but both men here doing some excellent groundwork here.
So what you'd be looking to expect from our police officer from the bottom is to release that right arm and get an underhook and flip the other side on the leg that he's got isolated from the half guard. But our firefighter, he's doing a really good job in regards to getting that leg up the back of the spine just to stop him from rolling over.
Absolutely. He's been really aggressive in attacking that right arm as well. He was constantly trying to isolate it while he was on top there, and even now as our police officer on bottom is trying to get a frame across, still see he's trying to keep it isolated, but good job there from the police officer in order to get a 3/4 guard position back by the looks of it.
Just looking after our fire service, sitting next to the commentary box. You're right, and one of the things that's stopping that head and arm triangle from kicking in play is the cage. So on this stage, it's actually making it hard for him to step off the side. So he is isolating, but his ear is not right next to the shoulder, which is going to give the opportunity to slip out. And our firefighter has done just that. Sorry, our police officer has done just that. Our firefighter has recovered quickly and has got onto the back.
Absolutely.
Got the seatbelt. It's got one of the hooks in.
Excellent job pulling him up slightly there, ever so slightly to slide that hook in.
So if you've not watched Jiu-Jitsu at the thing, this is a very difficult position to get out of. The idea is that the bottom legs are actually isolating and locking the body in. He's tapped.
And it is a rear naked choke submission victory for our firefighters here in the first matchup.
It wasn't clean, but he'll take it. It was not under the neck, but it was covering off the mouth. So now, from that point, we have the winner. The next fighter is in.
And this could be where those tactics come into play. We saw from our police officers, their first matchup was one of their larger sort of members. And again, now what we can see is that maybe our firefighter is maybe, not tired necessarily, but has certainly expended some energy in that first fight. We can see our police officer working that single leg hard, but firefighter did a good job to get out of it.
Okay, and we have Liam Badger fighting at a jiu-jitsu hub for the police. He's just come in, up against Lachlan Johnson.
A good throw there. Very aggressive wrestling here, staying on top.
So our firefighter, who's already won his first match, is from Southside Jiu-Jitsu, fighting under VC. It's a very tight choke in. He has abandoned it. He's doing a nice little strike over.
And he's doing a really good job there, using that shoulder to keep the head turned, which really stops a police officer on bottom from turning back into him.
He's tapped.
And he's tapped. It is over. 2 quick submission victories for our firefighters here in our grappling match at the Ultimate Fight Experience.
It's almost like a reverse Von Flue.
Yeah, it was an interesting one for sure.
So Lachlan Johnson currently on a tear, going through the 2 first police officers.
And you can see him jumping immediately on that neck. Firefighter hip to it wise, immediately going to his knees, now rolling through. So police officer trying to stay heavy on top there.
High level jiu-jitsu, but once again fatigue is going to come in here at some point. He is almost locking up a Das. Almost had the grip, he's abandoned the grip.
He's almost got a Dagestani handcuff there, reaching under through. And that can be really, really good for controlling your opponent, especially someone that is quite
He's got the
strong
crucifix. He's got a crucifix set up in play. He's given up one of the arms and stepped off it.
Excellent job to get him back to the mat there. And he's circling immediately back around into side control.
And he's just using the fact that he is very, very fresh. Lachlan is doing the work here. Got an armbar set up.
The arm's there and it's loose, and he's going to look to bail out.
He's trying to do a hitchhiker.
Following with it.
He's doing really well. And the reason he got out of that is he managed to get over and didn't get the pinky. So he straightened the arm, but the pinky was turned down and was going on a different angle.
Absolutely, and when jiu-jitsu at this level, it is those micro adjustments that really make the big difference. Excellent takedown.
Huge takedown. What phenomenal jiu-jitsu we're seeing out of Lachlan Johnson right now. He's gone from being in the bottom in an armbar and getting himself in a dominant position, almost in a full mount, but here is a butterfly hook in place.
And Johnson, I think, doing a good job here, just not necessarily taking a rest, but slowing it down just a second, get some of the wind back. You know, he's been in there now for, this is his 3rd straight opponent. Excellent job, both men getting up to their feet.
You can see these boys are tired. Now, once again, we've got 1 minute left. If there's no submission or elimination from here, both teams can bring a fresh person in. But we do have the police service is already down 2 combatants.
I like that both gentlemen are fighting off those collar ties as soon as they sort of present themselves, because collar tie can be something if you let it go too long, and an excellent single leg takedown, but
nicely set up from a nice arm drag into a single leg. And there's a tap. Is he going to leave any for his fire service to come in and help out? Lachlan's sucking in the big breaths now.
We are seeing an amazing performance here out of Lachlan Johnson. And
Mr. Hickmont, give him a break for 30 seconds at least so he can get a breather. Lachlan's getting a little bit of support from his teammates, so I think it was something along the lines of, how about you have a breath?
Police coming out aggressively here, obviously trying to take advantage of maybe the fact that Lachlan might be starting to feel a little bit of the fatigue. But so far, he's holding up well against all these fresh opponents, having got submission victories in each. Police officer is tight on that head.
Certainly is. Just locking over. Good quality side control now. Lachlan does have the right hand loose.
And we can see a police officer on top using that scoop grip there in order to circle around, and he's going to attack that arm just as his teammate did in the previous round. We'll see if he can get it. Johnson doing a good job right now, holding onto his opponent's wrist to actually keep him from falling back.
Doing really, really well. He's locking in both those legs.
And a good job to fall towards the head and get that arm. And he's going to tap. While he certainly got submitted, an amazing performance here from Lachlan Johnson to defeat 3 opponents, all by submission. He has certainly made an incredible showing of himself here tonight at the Ultimate Fight Experience.
I think Lachlan just decided that some of his teammates should do some work.
Absolutely, yeah. Can't carry the team himself all the time.
Okay, now we've got Matt Burns out of Fight Club coming in for the Queensland Fire and Emergency Services team.
I mean, Matt Burns working for the Fireys, it writes itself in the name, really, but both men collar tying up here, looking very aggressively for that snap down.
And that's really, really saps the energy as well. Good quality wrestling. So obviously the team are quite skilled at jiu-jitsu. How much of them have done their wrestling, and is it going to add up here?
Absolutely, and especially here in the cage, you know, if they've done some cage wrestling and they've trained in that method, you know, it's a huge advantage.
Good head placement.
Absolutely. We see him using that underhook as well, trying to get double unders. But excellent balance here from Matt Burns.
Almost a hip toss. He's locked it up. He's locked up almost a guillotine, but there is a bit of hand fighting going on.
And he's going to fall into it.
Matt Burns has cleared the danger zone. Almost getting stuck back in it.
And we can see our police officer on bottom transition to half guard now. But he's still keeping that hook there on the inside, ready to elevate and sweep as soon as the opportunity presents itself.
Really enjoying the high-level jiu-jitsu here. And the underhook and also the top leg of the police officer. He's basically waiting the hip out on that. Almost threw himself out on the bus.
Absolutely. And you can see Matt Burns on top trying to cinch up that neck. That arm is there, potentially setting up for a DAS as well. But our police officer did a good job there riding out the leg and reversing the position. And we've got 1 minute left with our police officer passing to side control, asserting the position.
Teammates been calling him out, 1 minute left. Beautiful active guard by our fire service. Matt Burns trying to get that shoulder up, trying to isolate the arm to get the triangle in place. Good head posture by our police officer. Looks like we're going in for a go-go plata. Just fell out, lost the arm.
Heavy hips here from our police officer on top, which is good to maintain that top position control.
20 seconds.
Now winding up in half guard, but excellent use of the shin shield there by Matt Burns to get back to his guard.
Boys doing really well here. If you think the rivalry is not alive and strong here, this match is saying different.
Potential triangle set up here.
Seconds left.
But that hand is sneaking in as well, and the timer is running out.
He's given up on it. Just looking to ride out the match now. Time would be getting really, really close. Just remember at this stage, the firefighters have 2 in the cards already. So they already have a lead currently happening.
Ben's still trying to set up that triangle, still trying to isolate one of those arms, but our police officer's been very wise to it. Now looking to snake around to the back.
So 1 minute left in time frame.
And now he has got one arm isolated, potential, but police officer wise to it, snakes that arm back in.
Almost looking to set up super active legs from Matt Burns as well on the bottom.
I think that has to do as well with these are 3-minute rounds, so we are seeing some fast, explosive grappling. These boys know that they don't have time to just wait and set up positions. They are going.
Nice strong collar ties there as well.
Absolutely. Both men vying for head position here.
That's where the cage is your friend.
Absolutely. An excellent competitive match here.
Top match now. As a result of no men getting a submission, they're both eliminated now. Now we bring in the final hope for the police officers. They've already had 3 eliminated. And 1 has gone through time. Very explosive grips.
Lots of collar tying, stripping here, and using an excellent underhook to kind of pass him off there, but he's turned it into a double leg.
Really, really good in regards to just committing to that takedown.
And again, it's the benefit of doing this in the cage is that when they can commit, they can drive them up against that wall, use the bounce to pull them back down.
Absolutely. It can be reversed very easily, though. That's one of the things to be aware of. But if you're used to it and you're training in that skill set, it makes it easier. Super active legs on the bottom. It's such an interesting matchup here.
Both very strong and explosive gentlemen here in the cage at the moment, grappling. And right now we have our QFS officer on bottom with an active guard, maybe looking to set up an armbar there, just slipped out, but he accidentally goes to an ankle grip there and he's going to look to take him down, but that is where the wall can save you.
There's a little sneaky fence grab.
Yeah.
Just to break the momentum a little bit.
Half guard position now with our police officer looking to pass. However, our fiery on bottom is being very active with his guard and is looking to re-guard full guard, and he just did it successfully there.
Really high level jiu-jitsu here, hey? It's one of those things, the jiu-jitsu is easy when the other person doesn't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But very, very hard when you get 2 high level practitioners going at it.
Absolutely. And you know, again, at this level with jiu-jitsu and above, you know, it's the really tiny micro adjustments and micro movements that make the big difference here.
Yep, one hesitation is the difference between getting it and not. So.
Absolutely. We see an armbar set up here. That is looking tight. You see our police officer holding onto his own hand. Looks like he's trying to clear that elbow line, which would free him from that armbar.
It's very deep out. And enough gravity is your friend there.
Absolutely. And
that was super tight. And that's the beauty of having high level practitioners as well, is not rushing and you know, just not panicking. Like, that was a good quality there.
Absolutely. And an excellent transition to side control there from our police officer. reversal there by our fire officer, and now he's on that back.
He's lining up a crucifix of his own.
Absolutely.
So the crucifix is certainly set up there. There's a whole range of finishes. It'll be interesting to see which one he's going to try and choose.
But our police
he's
officer does a good
wrestled
job
up.
to turn back into it and back into top side control.
One of my favorite positions is the crucifix.
It's a lovely position. Very, very hard to get out of once it's locked in as well.
But you see the quality there from the police officer, just not willing to give up and just going for it. Connecting the hands together. So police officer connecting the hands together.
And it looks like he's going to look to maybe step around and potentially look like he was going to attack that arm there again, but our fire officer wise to it, turned back in and back into nearly a full guard situation again. And potential triangle set up here. And he's switching to the armbar.
Looks like he might look to turn the angle as well and try and he's swapping the arms. Pulling the head down.
Hard to see, but I think the elbow might be clear. Yeah, elbow was clear. Excellent offensive and defensive work there from both athletes.
.30 seconds left.
And right now we see the police officer in that bladed stance, trying to stop the access to the leg, but our fire is hip to it, and he lands it, landing an excellent sweep.
Looks like he's locking in Anaconda. Almost tight. Sorry, Dust. He's locking it in, It's tight.
Seems to be having difficulty getting onto his bicep, and he just at the end of the bell, he had got to it.
Exhausted, the whole lot. The boys are going through.
Absolutely, and again, high-level grappling being seen here on the Ultimate Fight experience.
All right, the boys are going up back into the cage.
And again, regardless of results, shout out to both these organisations for all the work they do in the community here in Queensland and across Australia. And an amazing night of some jiu-jitsu to finish off, an amazing night of fights here at the Ultimate Fight experience. We have seen knockouts, submissions, we've seen fight of the nights, we've seen it all here tonight, really.
Absolutely, and that's the thing. I really enjoy this match tonight, just due to the fact that we actually had the ability to see some good quality jiu-jitsu. We've seen people who've done phenomenal transformations, as you said, but right now it all comes down to who gets the bragging rights for this trophy.
Absolutely, and if you are a local here in Queensland, you would know that this is a war that has been going on for many years between the fireys and the police service, but we cannot thank these
Alrighty, there
organisations.
you have it. The age-old question, what happens when you get 5 Queensland police versus 5 Queensland firefighters? The winner is the Queensland Firefighters!
And an amazing effort from our police force here. They showed up, but our fire service team tonight was just simply a bit too much. But again, an amazing showing from both teams here to cap off an amazing night of fights here at the Ultimate Fight experience.
While we wait for all the photos, mate, I'd just like to say thank you very much. Really enjoyed it.
Thank you
For
very much,
everyone
Andy.
tuning in back home, I really appreciate you dialing in for this one. And remember, UFE, if you think you can do it, jump in, 20-week program, really get to test yourselves. That's it from us. The commentary team will sign out now, and we'll get the official photos, etc. Goodbye for now.
Goodbye, everyone.
That brings our night to the close, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. If you're still here, we hope you had an amazing night. You being here for this kind of show really makes it work. It means so much to all of the fighters that have put in the time to come in here tonight. Big thanks to the firefighters and the police. Huge thank you to our referees, our medics, our judges, everyone that helps make a fight night work, to Gamebred, all of our sponsors and all of the participants. As well as our lovely here, huge thank you and a safe trip home.